Hey guys, I was going to let Wanda tell you uh, some of the haunted experiences that they have had. The road uh, that I was just on the live, uh, the same road that old greenhouse and I was on. Uh, anyway, Wanda's got some things to say about it. Not that house, but a couple of places they lived on that road. Uh, so go ahead, Wanda.
We lived in we lived in one house that a woman had been shot, and they finally found out it was her husband who shot her. And in the back bedroom, there was blood stains on the ceiling, walls, floor, everywhere. And there was times me and Joy stayed with their grandma and grandpa, and when it come up stormy night, you could see the blood on the floor and on the wall. And my grandmother, she tried to cover it up with a quilt, that's what they called it. She had a trunk she had stuff in, and then she supposed to do a quilt to cover up that on top of it. And she couldn't never cover it up. So when it come a real bad storm one night, uh, you see, looked like you see somebody taking those quilts down, and it thunderstorm, small thunderstorm. You could still feel she was there. And when we went to bed at night, me and Joey had to sleep with Aunt Doris. And she was telling you that they would climb over her feet and get in the bed. And she was screaming every time they'd do that. And she, uh, she just had a feeling that there was somebody in the room with her. About midnight, about midnight, she would come in. She'd turn the light on and crawl in the bed with it. And then when the storm was over, you could feel her leave the bed. It was totally awesome. But uh, she would move things around under the bed. And Jamdell had a dog. He was scared to death of the thunderstorm. So he'd come in the house if you opened the door. But it finally got where he would want it in when it was thunderstorm. He wouldn't go in that bedroom though. Finally got where he'd stay in the living room under the couch. But he knew there was something in that room that he didn't like. So he wouldn't go in that room. But you could do that every time it comes a storm. If it come a real bad thunderstorm, you could see the blood everywhere. It was on the walls, ceiling, floor. There, some places you couldn't cover up if you tried.
It would seep through the covers,
Yeah.
the blood.
Yeah. You could see the blood under the covers. And Mama stacked them quilts up over that thing, and you just couldn't get rid of it. They said that before we moved there when we was kids, they said the police tried their best to get all that up. With whatever they do, with whatever they got to clean it up after a bad scene. But they couldn't get it up.
Hmm.
They told my grandpa that they tried with everything they could think of to get that blood up, but they couldn't. Every time it come around, bad storm, it come back up through the board.
So they could feel her,
Yeah,
and
you could feel her, yeah,
my aunt Doris said that sometimes she could feel her breathing on her neck.
yeah. If you lay there real still, real quiet, when mad, you could feel her climb in the bed with you and breathe on your neck, like she was hugging you up like she was scared.
Probably was. Okay, now guys, she's going to tell you a little about my grandmother. Let me show you real quick if I can angle for just a second, guys. This picture right here, bear with me. That right there is Ma. Now, one just fixing to tell you the story about my grandmother, the one I call Mama, over here at the cemetery. So just bear with me for just a second, guys. All right, go ahead, Wanda.
Well, uh, which one do you want to know about?
They want to know about whatever. The one about Ma and Mama.
Well, Ma come back to see Mother one night after she'd been dead for a long, long time. And Mother said Ma walked through the door. And Mother woke up and she turned over and looked. And then Mom was standing by her bed. And she motioned for her to follow her. Then Mom turned around, went out the bedroom door, but she didn't go out and didn't open the door. But she just went through it. And she said, she thought, Lord, that if I go after Mom's going to tell me I've waited too long. And she said she was afraid to go out that door, afraid of what Mom might tell her.
Now tell them what Mama did right after that.
And it wasn't long after that, the Mother got the Holy Ghost. And it was just a few days after that, I guess, that Mother got the Holy Ghost. She started going to church.
Yeah.
And she said she was so afraid of what Mom was going to tell her, she didn't want to go through that door. She wasn't going out that door.
I remember Mama saying used to that door would squeak like crazy.
It did. It had an awful squeak. We tried everything you could imagine to stop that door from squeaking. And that was a new house. A brand new house. And Mother's husband, he didn't believe in going to church. He didn't like to go to church no way. And he told Mother, said, that's your imagination. Mother said, no, 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 it's not. No, it's not. He said, I seen Mom. It's Mom. And he said, I'm Jean, she's dead and buried, and you couldn't have seen her. She said, well, then one of these days you'll find out for sure, won't you? And Mom had been dead for a couple of years, I guess, maybe a year, a little longer. And Mother started going to church, and she got hold of him. And she said, told church, she said, well, if I don't go to church, whether you like it or not. And he said, no, you ain't. He said, you ain't going to that church up there. And I mean, I set my foot down, you ain't going. And he said, oh, you're not going. But I said, I am going too. And he said, over my dead body will you be going? She said, well, so that can be your own. And Chuck said, yeah. And ain't nothing gonna happen to me. Mother said, no, so you gonna stay around here and torment me? And but he never did say he let her go.
Yeah.
But Mother went every time she wanted to go to church.
Yeah.
And so he got he went blind. He couldn't heal one day on something in the yard. Ended up getting gangrene. Ended up losing both legs and eyesight. And he told Mother once, he said, you know, there might be something to that. That might be why I'm blind. Mother said, no, said, you've done that on your own.
Yeah.
Said, you made fun of the Lord one too many times.
That's right.
And,
Now she's going to tell you also about Ma that's up here in this picture. The old little bitty church house over here in the cemetery, you hear me a lot of time asked if anybody's connected to the church. She's going to tell you what Ma's experience was there. Go ahead, Wanda.
Well, I've heard this all my life. Mom was going home one Sunday evening, and she saw a woman standing on the little porch they got. She didn't know. They stopped. She thought, well, I just stop and say hello and find out who she is. So she walked up there and told that woman hello. Then they, then they got to talking, and they talked over a good 30 minutes or longer. And then that woman talking, just passing time. And they had a good time talking with one another. And then she said, well, then Miss Georgia, I gotta go. Then I gotta go, so I'm running out of time. Then she just disappeared right in front of us. Then she was there 1 minute, 1 second, she wouldn't. And Mom said it scared her so bad. Then she went through a ball patch, at the edge of a cotton field up there, and said she cut her legs out to pieces. And then when she got home, I asked her, Mom, what's the matter with you? Said, you look like you seen a ghost. And Mom said, I did, sure enough. And they asked her what it was, and she started telling them about that woman. And they said, Mom, they don't even have church up there in that little church house anymore. It ain't fitting. That they afraid it's gonna fall in because they won't have church there. Well, she said, I don't know so much about that, but I talked to a woman standing on the doorstep. Said, and I told him, said, y'all can believe me or you cannot believe me. He said, I don't give a flip. He said, I tell you, I talked to somebody on that board.
Yeah.
And they cannot get her to change her mind about that woman. She said she was a good husband too. Said, I know, I saw her. I talked to her. And she said, well, then it don't matter if y'all believe me or not. Said, the Lord knows what I seen and what I saw and what we talked about.
That's right.
He said, the Lord knows everything.
That's right. Now, Wanda's fixing to tell you about a lady that she used to work with. Um, she had got her a double wide and set it up. And she had talked to Wanda while she was at work about a few things. So, listen to this story. Go ahead, Wanda. Talk loud.
Well, her name was Joan. She's my friend. And her husband inherited some land. And they decided to buy him a new trailer. So they got him a real pretty double wide. Set it down on his land. And Joan was cleaning her curio cabinet where he had her fancy china that they give them when they first got married. And they didn't have no kids. And she was cleaning that out and dusting everything. Said she got to look and said there was a man standing in the mirror. That she could see it from where she was standing. She seen a man in the mirror. And she asked me, she said, wonder what do you do about something like that? I said, well, I don't really know, but I said, Papa told us if we ever saw something like that, ask him what he wanted in the name of the Lord. And Joan said, well, that's silly. I said, no, not if you're asking it in the name of the Lord, Joan. I said, the Lord knows everything. And if the Lord can't tell you, who else? She said, well, that makes sense. So she let it rock on for a few times. She finally told her husband. And they said, you're imagining things. And no, I said, I'll show you when they come home early. Said, I'll show you. And he said, I'll show you. He said, you ask him what he wants of you in the name of the Lord. And he'll tell you. She rocked on and said she thought she'd mention it to her husband one more time. So she told him that her friend, told her to ask him what he wanted. And she She said they did. And he finally seen that man in the mirror. And he said, Joan, I gotta tell you I'm sorry. He said, I didn't believe you. And she said, well, now that we both know, we both got to do that.
What kind of man was he?
She said it looked like a old-timey Quaker man that used to be a preacher.
Like an Amish?
Yeah.
Okay.
Said he had on black hat, black suit. He had a black tie, a white shirt, and black pants and trousers is what she called it. You know, that's what they did a long time ago. But she had it. She said it. He had a black suit, white shirt, and black tie. And she said that he told us that he wanted her to protect him. And she said she wanted him to protect that land. And she asked him why. And he said to protect his people. That his people was buried under her trailer. And he was concerned because they take that trailer over them people's graves. And, you know, Indians and them Quakers were very particular about their burial ground. And he said that his people was under that trailer. And he told them he didn't care from putting the trailer there, but he wanted them to promise they wouldn't let nobody else do that. They wouldn't let nobody bother the land. And he told Joanne that don't let nobody else put nothing on this ground where your trailer is and your belongings.
Well, that just shows all the respect he had for his family. I like that.
Yeah. He said his daddy before him, and on back he told us several generations, and he said that they wouldn't allow nobody else to put anything there. So where her trailer was, and who knows how far down the line, you know, they had graves in that area. So it's probably a whole graveyard. But he asked her husband, he said, I'm not asking this for me, I'm asking it for my people. And will you let somebody else put a trailer or something up on his land? He said, no, sir, I will not. He said, this one is the only one that goes in there. He said, no, I won't do that. He said, well, will you separate the land between you and some of the other family members? He said, no, sir, I won't do that neither. He said, we don't have any children. And said, we wanted a trailer out here where I inherited this land. And he said, well, who gave you the land? And he told him that his grandfather did. And he told him his grandfather's name. He said, I know the man well. Said, you live here as long as you want to. He said, I won't bother you no more as long as I got your promise that nobody else will.
Tell them also about what, I believe it was the next to the last time me and you went to Cedar Hill. Tell them what you seen that day.
About them two boys?
No, the man in that flannel shirt that you seen. Remember, I was on one side of the cemetery and you was on the other, and you asked me, did I see that man?
Yeah.
You said he went to a grave.
Yeah, I
and,
did.
and we went to his grave, and his name was James something.
Yeah, but I can't remember what it was. But I know what you're talking about. He looked like he was helping somebody walk along, like somebody hurt your leg or something.
Yeah.
But he went right across the cemetery. We went around that big old bush. And it's like nothing of him. He just disappeared.
And Wanda asked me, she said, did you see that man walking over there? And I said, no, I did not. So we walked over there to where she seen where he went, and his name was James Allen. And he was a Parkhill. He passed in 1998. So, did he show himself for a reason? Who knows? Was he talking to other people in the cemetery? Who knows? But everything happens for a reason, and Wanda got to see the man for a reason. So, it was a pretty good experience, was it not, Wanda?
He was wearing blue jeans and like a basketball jacket. He was a young man.
So they've had, you know, some pretty good experiences, and I've told you guys that I'd be letting them all tell their paranormal experiences, and this is Wanda's. So I hope you enjoy. I hope you like. Hope you can hear her very well. Thank you for watching, and we love every one of you.